Good morning, guys. How you doing? So unfortunately, the van is in the shop, and so I thought we'd grab the opportunity to do a different kind of video, talk about deaf and hard of hearing, what the difference between the two, and how I can hear music when I'm video editing everything. And so let's get into it. So deaf is obvious. You have a little bit of hearing, or you have no hearing. You may talk a little bit, you may not talk a little bit, but your primary form of communication is sign. You depend on it, you rely on it, you got to communicate, and that is your bread and butter. It's sign. Hard of hearing is just kind of a mixture of both. You may talk, you may talk half and you may sign half. You may hear a little bit more, you may hear a little less. You have a degree of hearing loss. And you have hard of hearing people who don't know sign at all and they just have a hearing aid that just doesn't want to sign or doesn't know sign or doesn't have the opportunity to learn to sign. So you have two different types of things, but it's one community. You have your deaf and your hard of hearing. That's your group. And if you notice some of the videos, I identify myself as both deaf and hard of hearing because honest, that's accurate for me. Yes, I do talk. Yes, I do sign. I can hear some in my left, but I don't hear at all on my right. So I'm really half and half. And so the different levels of hearing loss, you got mild, a very little, slight or mild hearing loss. Then you have severe, and then you have severe, profound, and then you have total, deafness. So in my case, in my right, I'm, gone, it's deaf. It's completely deaf on my right. My left is what's called severe, profound hearing loss. My left is on its last leg before I become, totally deaf. And then, that's that. But I do have a hearing aid on that kind of, make up for some of the hearing loss that I have. Do I hear everything? No, of course not. But I hear some, meaning that I can hear like the lower end of things. Dog barking, a dishwasher running, like the humming sound, airplane in the distance. Things that I don't hear is like birds chirping, smoke detector. That high pitch I would not know. Sometimes the seatbelt noise, forget to put the seatbelt on in the van. So my daughter will be like, Dad, put your seatbelt on, that. One of the things that I wish that I have the ability to do that I personally can't do is pinpoint where the sound is coming from. So if I close my eyes and hear like a dog barking, I'll just hear it, but I won't know, oh, it's coming from behind or it's coming from in front. I won't be able to hear that. So lucky for you guys when you're out in the woods and you're hunting, or if you hear someone screaming or whatever, you can kind of like, oh, it's coming from over there, like you see in the movies or whatever. I can't do that. I'll be going in a circle. And so that is something that I'll won't be able to do. Maybe if I have two hearing aids, maybe they can kind of tell left and right, but for me, it doesn't work. Okay, and so music, the hearing aid that I have is. Before we get into that, let's talk about the hearing aid itself. Okay, the hearing aid is a computer thing that regular sound go in, and then it goes through the, think of it like a receiver. Regular sound going in, you crank the volume, and then the loud sound goes through the speaker. Same concept. So I'm gonna take off the hearing aid. I'm gonna show it to you, and when I take it off, let me know if I sound different, because hold on. Let me know if I sound different, because when I take off my hearing aid, I will not be able to hear a thing. Right now, I can hear myself talking, and I can hear little things, but let me know if I sound different. So, okay. So now I'm off. So I cannot hear a thing. So this is what the hearing aid looks like. So you got that. There you go. That's what it looks like. So because I have such a severe hearing loss, I need what is called a super powered hearing aid, which means I need a bigger computer. That's this part right there, which goes right behind your ear. They have smaller hearing aids that just go in the ear. They have smaller over the ear one, and they have pretty much like this is the biggest one. I don't think they make anything bigger than this. Okay, and then you got your ear mold right there, and that is to seal everything off so no feedback will be leaking out of that. So the sound goes through the pinhole of the mic, and then it goes through this thing, and then it comes out like a powered volume. So I'm gonna turn on the hearing aid, and you're gonna hear the loud screeching sound. That's how much power is hitting in, I guess, my eardrum into the into the whatever the brain to translate that into sound. So ready? So it's gonna take a few seconds. There it is. That is crazy. And I'm gonna turn it off, and I'm sure that's probably really loud. So that's how loud it is. And then this is being run by a battery, which is tiny little battery like this. You can see that. Okay. I change this once every week. And I think the pack is like $17 and comes in 6. So it adds up. But honestly, not complaining. These hearing aids work. So I'm gonna put the hearing aids back on, and it's gonna beep a few seconds, and then it goes on. Meanwhile, so that's the hearing aid. Okay, so now I can hear. So I wonder, am I talking different now than I was before? I'm really curious to let me know if I do or don't, or if the same. Because I function well with this hearing aid, I don't need to go for a cochlear implant. Cochlear implant is a magnetic piece that goes onto the skull, and you have a wire that connects to it, and then you have a battery pack. I think it's wireless. I'm not 100% sure. I just know that it sounds different. You're not really hearing sound. You're hearing more of vibration. And so it's a little bit different for me. And for someone who doesn't have any hearing at all, and you're getting something from the cochlear implant, absolutely, it's great. For me, I can hear some. I'm not there yet. And that is something that I will consider in the future if I need to. So I've heard great things about the cochlear implant, and if it's the right thing for that person, awesome. So that's the hearing aid. Simple. It's almost like a water earplug, same concept, with a piece that goes over the ear. Unfortunately, you get like rain or sweat, and then it shorts it out, and then you have to wait and dry it out. These are not waterproof. Okay, so that's that. And they're not cheap. I think mine is about $3,000. So we bought it about 3 years ago. So 3,000, and if I want to get one for my right, it's 3,000. So 6,000, 3,000. So that's that. But what I love about these hearing aids is that they have Bluetooth capability. So I'm able to connect to my iPhone wirelessly. And this is awesome. I can listen to music, talk on the phone, FaceTime, and to me, Bluetooth sounds like someone is talking right here, right next to my microphone, and it sounds clear, it sounds perfect. That's what Bluetooth sound. And I have the ability, this is the one thing that maybe you guys can't, I'm not too sure, but I can turn off the background 100%. So if I'm in a baseball game, football game, and you know, you got the audience and they're screaming, I can turn it off and it'll be quiet like you're in a quiet room and I can hear just the music. But that's nice. That's a big plus, you know. And when connecting to the computer, I have a separate device that it Bluetooth to the hearing aid, and I can connect it to anything that has a phone jack. So there's that, and there's the device, and there's the computer, and I can connect that, and I can listen to music, I can edit. That's how I can hear music. Only thing is that sometimes I need help is it too loud? Is the background music too loud? So I have my daughter who's hearing, and she kind of tells me, you might want to bump it up a little bit more, you might want to bump it down. Just kind of give me that, you know. I am trying out this new DJI mic right here. So because I noticed that when I'm doing the band project, I'm more further away from the camera, and my voice is not as loud, so maybe this will help a little bit more. And so hopefully the future videos will be better. So that's that. Now, when I take off my hearing aids, can't hear a thing, like I said before. You can have a helicopter above me, I'll feel it, you know, the vibration. I won't hear a thing. You could be screaming at the top of your lung and I will not be able to hear. I could be swimming in the beach, in the water, and the lifeguard is screaming shock, and I would not hear a thing. I will be swimming like it's any beautiful day until I get eaten, you know? So that is me, you know? Some people can hear a little bit without their hearing aids. Some people hear none. Me, none. So some people hear high pitch, some people hear low. There's so many degrees and levels of hearing loss. But the difference is deaf person tends to sign, hard of hearing person sign and talk. But, you know, deaf people, some can talk too. So you get a little, you know, overlapping. But that's that. So hopefully that clears it up about the hearing aid and how I connect with the computer and the difference between the deaf and the hard of hearing, and kind of how I, you know, function through everything. Last thing, and this is for, you know, like the hearing people out there, you probably are more familiar with the term hearing impaired. Hearing impaired. That is a term that has been used for many, many, many years. And I think the deaf and the hard of hearing community are trying to reteach and not to use hearing impaired. They consider that as a slur. I think it's the word, you know, the impaired part. And so they prefer to be identified as, you know, hard of hearing or deaf. But, you know, like me, I raised in the hearing world, you know, meaning not involved in the deaf community. I was raised hanging out with hearing people. I too sometimes say hearing impaired, so sometimes I make a mistake, you know, and that's all right. So just something to keep in mind, you know, try not to use hearing impaired as much, use hard of hearing or deaf, you know, or that person has a hearing loss, you know, but don't identify the person or the hearing impaired guy because that is not gonna go very well. You know, the person has the name, you know, he has a hearing loss or he's hard of hearing, or if you prefer, just ask the person, you know, we'd be happy to tell you, oh, I prefer to be called hard of hearing or deaf. It doesn't matter, you know, and so that's that. Hearing impaired, you know, sometimes I do say it. I'm learning, I'm practicing, you know, and I say, you know, now I'm saying hard of hearing deaf. But I understand a lot of people out there, they just don't know. And hopefully we'll spread the word and try not to use that phrase anymore and go from there. So hopefully that helps. If you have any questions, you know, feel free, you know, send me a comment. I'll be happy to explain it, and go from there. And you know, if you guys are curious more about the deaf and hard of hearing community, and you know what, it is growing. You're noticing in movies like Avatar. There's other movies I can't think of right now. They're using sign language. So it's increasing in popularity, but it's a beautiful culture. To me, especially poetry, I mean, expression, because you can sign and using words and paint a picture at the same time. And it's very, very expressive. And it's pretty powerful, in my opinion. And so that's that. Deaf and hard of hearing, you know, the difference, you know, don't use hearing impaired. Like I said, if you have any questions, definitely send me an email, or I'll tell you what, if you prefer, you don't want to leave a comment, I'll put down my email, you know, in the description, and feel free to email me anytime if you want it to be more private and like a one-on-one thing and more discreet. You know, I respect everyone's privacy, and I'd be happy to answer any questions. Other than that, can't wait to get my band back, hopefully today, so I can continue to, you know, finish, you know, do some more work with it. Because next week, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm going to be driving to California with my daughter to a company in over there called Agile Off-Road. And then we're going to be doing a lot of upgrade to the van. So excited about that one. Bigger tires, rim, lift kit suspension, bigger tank for diesel, bumper, Baja lights. And I guess the most important thing, air lockers, air compressor. So we're doing a lot of stuff. So that will give me the capability to really to go out there in the deep in the woods, and really explore the you know, the outdoors as much as I can without, you know, I guess being stuck so much. Is the van, you know, it's not a Toyota, you know, so these upgrades will allow me to do that. So I'm definitely excited about that one. I'll do a video, of course, and then I'll share with you guys. But that's it. You know, that is the difference between everything. And like I said, if you have any questions, shoot me a message, email. If not, well, I'm on.